Huh, he actually kinda does have eyelashes. Yeah, if you look really closely. At first I was just thinking, like, what are they talking about? He doesn't even have eyelashes at all, but yeah, he actually kinda does. And that's a very, very weird thing to be saying out of context, but, yeah, fits into that social link that we just did, but... Anyway, so today, we are not going to be talking to Keisuke. I'm sorry. And no one else is calling. Actually, kind of ironic, because we actually are seeing Keisuke tomorrow, and tomorrow is the day when we actually have a phone call that we do need to answer. Which is presumably why we went to Tartarus on Monday, to rig the phone call into appearing now. Okay, looks like we've got another class question. You know what? The funny thing is, I actually did not really know what tofu was. I mean, I knew it as that thing that vegetarians often have in place of meat, but I did not... I mean, I knew it was soy-related, but... yeah. And of course, he is always asked these questions. Natto. So, this one, I actually kind of partly cheated because I do remember reading by fermenting them on a list of all answers in this game, but I kind of remembered that natto is in fact fermented soybeans. It's also apparently... yeah. It's kind of like not exactly meme, but it's sort of a thing where it's one of those foods that just so many people hate. Like, it's a well-known Japanese food, but, like, a lot of people really hate it, and it's good to know that some people in Japan don't like it either. It's kind of like, apparently people consider it something of an equivalent of, like, what Vegemite is to Australians, because that's considered an Australian food that a lot of people outside Australia, and within Australia, like me, find disgusting. So yeah, it sounds kind of similar to that. And yes, we are going to the faculty office again. This will be visit 3. And yeah, that means we're not even... well, I mean, tomorrow we'll be past the halfway point. And, oh, hey, Hidetoshi's here. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, he's not actually available today. Oh yeah, I should remember to get the other tarot lectures from Mr. Edagawa. Yep, it's not Mr. Ono. Huh. Did you order this from a certain TV show that plays on Sundays? Because he does have a tendency to put random stuff with the things you actually want. Gets 5 free super diet food, which we're never going to use this whole game. Fish eyes? Yeah, probably a whole bunch of fish eyes is not really all that appetizing. No I did not. Blah 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 science lesson. But no helmet. So, yeah. And I guess we could have tried to do this before the exam to get a last-minute academics boost. That's actually something that we could have done. But yeah, I just didn't want to get interrupted by the exam, because I like to keep track of how many visits that I've done. That one's kind of interesting. It reminds me of how I've seen just all these... There's this TV show called The Checkout in Australia that is really good about... explaining a lot of ads and how not to fall for certain marketing tricks and things like that. And they talk about this vitamin supplement that is pretty much almost entirely sugar and like 1% the actual vitamin. But yeah, we are seeing the Fortune Social today. And just like last time, we're going to have a let's conveniently hand wave the fact that you can be in any of the 3 clubs, but the entire link is still the same. Because yes, he needs to talk to us after club again. Once again, kind of an excuse to get the actual details of the club out of the subject of the link, which is always the same. Yeah, they would change this in Persona 4 by actually giving you totally different social links based on which club you chose, which I did kind of like. Yeah, still an issue with Fate there. And, well, I mean, you do seem to like being a doctor. It takes a lot of years of medical study to become a doctor. Yeah, the chance to study abroad is pretty big, but that's only if it's something that you really enjoy. And it seems like Keisuke enjoys being a doctor and is genuinely good at it. But I mean, the scholarship is also a pretty big opportunity too. But again, if it's not something that you truly enjoy, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. But yes, this is rank 7 of this link. Now he's taking his arcana way too literally. You need to realize that the whole meaning is to challenge your fate and take charge of your own destiny. Yeah, he'll surely realize that eventually, but for now he's not quite there.
Greetings.
It's coming up. Every time, thanks to that codec conversation, every time I think about when cornered someone fights harder, I always think about Lucario. And Ikutsuki's here. And well, that's pretty much all he's saying. I think Ken has something slightly different to say here. Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, but I get the feeling that he said something like, yes, you're doing well, and I'm not kidding, ha 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 ha. And yeah. That's pretty much everything that we need to know about that. Is Koromaru in the mood for a walk today? No. I wish there was a Pat Koromaru button. So, tonight we actually have to be accepting a phone call, and yeah, even though we could go out in the town, I'm just gonna go back to the room. I mean, we're spending extra time these days getting the helmet, so might as well not add anything more to drag things out. And yes, we are not busy. We need to talk to you. We have to accept this Sunday date. And yes, matching Persona is definitely important. Because this link is going to require a lot of points to rank up, and whoever you are, I can't accept this. And it's Bebe. Sorry. Because yes, if I did accept that, one of you two would inevitably end up reversing, and that would be really bad. And so, the quest for the Sengoku-era helm continues, accompanied by social links. Because today, we have to... Okay, yeah, today we're actually doing Emperor. And I'm glad that we have a matching Persona for this, because we're so high in the Emperor link that we actually do need one. And it's Mr. Edagawa again. What, into Fire, Thunder, and Wind, or Light, Dark, and Anima? Sorry, I had to make that reference. Well, about Hypnosis, though, I don't think that was wrong. Ah, and this totally isn't related to what we're doing in this entire game. I still think Mr. Enagawa knows about personas and he's actually secretly teaching all of us this to make us better persona users. Yeah, they moved all of the wizards underground so that the witch hunters wouldn't get them. And that's why the wizards were prohibited from making friends with muggles for ages, especially in America. Yes, I've seen a certain movie recently. Oh yeah, and then this. Yes. Most of you would have heard of at least one of these. And if by still with us today you mean as internet memes, then you'd be correct. It's kind of funny, Eliphas is the name of a major Chaos Commander in one of the Dawn of War games, so that's where I mostly know that from. Okay, so Theosophist, which I actually don't even know what that means. No, I've heard about that name before. I'm sure you mentioned him earlier. So, yeah, that was a lot of names, and now we're going to be testing on one of them. Wait, change of zodiac sign? No! We don't want to become Derry Toms, then we'll have green scaly skin and a soft yellow underbelly. And wear spectacles. So this one, I fully admit that when I first saw this, I was not paying attention at all, but is in fact, Madame Blavatsky. And once again, the boost is pretty much inconsequential, but I like to get all the answers right anyway. And it's after school, so you know what that means. It's back to the faculty office again! You know, I think from here on, I might just cut out my trip there and just cut straight to the faculty office. So, who's not going to give us the helm this time? So I've seen the math teacher, the science teacher. Who have we got here today? Oh, no, it's you. It's Mr. E, this guy. Ah, yes, yet more foreshadowing in case it wasn't already obvious. Yeah, but it's not an impediment on social links because she might have helped us with one. I think I believe that what you're... It's kind of funny. So again, academics has increased. It's actually kind of interesting because in Japanese you often preface whenever you're giving an opinion, or not even if it's an opinion. Sometimes if you want to do something, or if you're asking someone to do something, you usually preface it with "I think," just to make it a bit less direct. Something that I don't know if you learned early on, but you learn it kind of on like you. I think even when you're ordering stuff at a restaurant, you often say, "I think I want this," rather than just outright saying, "I want this." But anyway, since Hinatoshi doesn't actually show up as an NPC, sometimes it can be hard to remember this, but we're going into the student council room. And yes, we do have Burrow, so we have the Magic Persona bonus, which in vanilla Persona 3 you never needed for the Emperor Link, but you do in FES, so make sure you have it for the higher ranks, because you will need it. Oh, Chihiro's here too. Okay then. I wonder if Chihiro would get jealous of that, because she tends to get jealous pretty easily. Yeah, we're going Templar. It seems like that's had pretty far-reaching consequences. But it almost feels like it's kind of too late now, so I can't help but feel bad for him here. And yeah, don't blame yourself is the best thing to say here. Yeah, he's slowly developing. The higher ranks of this link are actually pretty interesting. It's a shame that on casual playthroughs, I'm pretty sure most people would just abandon this link early on when he just seems like a total jerk, but he does get a chance to develop if you let him. It's just emphasis on if you let him. Yeah, we're at rank 9 for this already, so one more and we'll be done. Well, I don't think it's out of character, more like character development. And once again, not much to do in the evenings.
Oh, hey!
Although Yukari showing up here is kind of fitting, because tomorrow is gonna be quite important for her. Yeah, of course, it's coming in 11 days. One more. It's all leading up to this. I wonder what Fuka's saying, if she's saying anything new or not. Huh, okay then. Yeah, that's interesting, but I feel like these days people are just insulting each other over the internet. Yeah, choice of words, just words with negative connotation. You've always got to be careful about bad news reports. Although outright firing the reporter is kind of a bit harsh, in my opinion, but anyway, I'm just going to go back to the room. And once again, sleep earlier, as always. Now, like I hinted at, tomorrow we'll actually be having some significant things happening. And they're all to do with Yukari. This is another plot event that I actually didn't realize happened at this point.
Oh, sorry. No one was here, so I figured it'd be okay.
Yeah, probably a good thing no one was here, because I can imagine Hidetoshi running in going, "It must be you! You're the smoker!"
It's rare for you to be here. Is it for archery club?
Yes, the teacher asked for a report.
I see. Then you must be busy.
Not really. At least not compared to you. I wanted to ask you something.
Yes?
Senpai, why did you decide to fight?
Well, I guess you could say it's my way of atoning for the past.
Mitsuru, you're really not guilty of the same things that your grandfather did all those years ago. I mean, yeah, that was all done by him.
I see. Well, in my case, I don't really have a reason anymore, if I'm being honest. I know the whole story about my father now. But I was thinking maybe I could erase the mistakes he left behind. I guess I should have thought about this earlier, huh? Why didn't I question myself sooner?
What's done is done.
But it seems like everyone has their own reason for fighting. In the end, defeating the shadows is all that really matters, isn't it?
What are you trying to say?
I'm not exactly sure. It'll all be over after the next full moon, but I'll probably still be trying to figure it out.
Maybe so. But at least then we'll be able to return to a normal school life. The student council members will be here soon. If you want to talk later, let me know.
No, that's okay. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, she should be pretty glad that Hidetoshi is developed by this point, because otherwise he would be rushing in there, probably accusing her of a multitude of different things, including being the smoker. But, yeah, it's actually pretty fitting that after that, we talk to Junpei. Well, we psychically know exactly what happened, so yeah. We know she was there talking to Mitsuru about her reason to fight. Okay, so if you talk to Mitsuru here, she does actually mention this. Oh, we actually do get a reward. Huh. And yeah, we still can't join her. But I actually totally missed getting that reward on my first playthrough for some reason. I think you have to get that before you start a social link. Anyway, we got a full set of queen cards. Just see if they're in here. Oh yeah, we have Coin of Queen, Wand of Queen, Cup of Queen, and Sword of Queen. I get the feeling those were actually weirdly translated. I think there should have been things like Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, not the other way around. That's what they usually are in tarot. Oh, hi there, it's Miss Toriumi. Yeah, so you're not totally getting flustered. And so we get lectured. Seriously, why hasn't Mr. Akoda been fired yet? Question that everyone has at this point. So, yes, now we're going to be seeing Yukari. Okay, so there's actually new dialogue from these two as well. Yeah, she kind of does. In fact, Natsuki reminds me an awful lot about of the Moon Socialing character in Persona 4. So yeah, now we go back. Now this social link with Yukari, this rank in particular, this one is pretty major, and I have watched and rewatched Yukari's social link a lot on YouTube just to try and find why people keep saying that there are major cultural differences in it that make it quote infamously easy to reverse when playing blind unquote. Of the whole link, I think this is probably the part that people have problems with. This is probably the one part where I feel that might be kind of justified. Even then, though, I still don't think it's that bad. I'll talk about that when we get to it. Yarisu's probably glad she considers the bookstore lame, because they might run into his other girlfriend if they go there. Oh no. Yeah, I know what's coming. It's always annoying when you lose your wallet. So when someone bumps you and then next time you check your wallet's not there, not a good sign. Well, I mean, you know, Yukari's, a pretty good wind magic user and an archer. She should be able to handle herself, right? So this link is 3 batches of any questions, and then 1 where the answer is really, really crucial. So you can say anything for this one. And you can also say anything for this one too. I suppose we should go look for her. Just reminds me, it is always annoying when you're waiting for someone who's taking a long time and they're not showing up and you don't know whether to go looking for them, but if you do, there's a chance they could come back and they'll find you gone and then they'll panic. Always a difficult situation to know when to... Yeah, know what to do then. But we have an even worse difficult situation on our hands now. Definitely a worse situation. Definitely worse. And she doesn't even have her bow on her. This is not great. So, very, very bizarrely enough, I have no idea why, but what you answer here doesn't matter either. So you can say anything here, even just watch is fine, which I find extremely bizarre. But, well, most people end up answering this, and I'm gonna do that too. Gary Stu Punch! Very weird time to get the actual rank up, especially while the Crisis music is still playing. But we've reached the halfway point. This is rank 5 of the Lover's Arcana. And we still haven't got to the really big question. The one that actually matters and the one that I think is where most people get tripped up. Yeah, but not outright romantic just yet. So yeah, as the narration says, it doesn't seem like she really means this. It's kind of like that time back at Yakushima. So, here's the important one. So, I think what tripped a lot of people up is they did give her a hug here. This, I did test this, and as I guessed, this is an automatic reverse. The thing is, though, some people have mentioned this as well, and I also feel this, that when you think about it, giving her a hug is definitely not the best thing to do here. She's clearly not really feeling all that right. She's saying these things that she doesn't really mean. Hugging would just make it worse at this point. Not only that, but those thugs had just threatened her with what's implied to possibly be sexual assault, so hugging her might also be in very bad taste after that. So, yeah, it's also the fact that hugging is considered extremely intimate in Japanese culture, but I don't think that actually plays a part here. It's more due to what's just happened and the general situation that's why hugging is not a good idea. But anyway, this is what you need to say at this point. Yeah, so that calms her down. It's like, in a way, I kind of understand why people would get tripped up by that, but on the other hand, if you really think about it, it does feel like a situation, hi Koromaru, a situation where, you know, hugging someone is probably not the best thing to do. It's not really the time. Yeah, it's going completely crazy at this point. Something that I find kind of funny, though, is that Yukari says the exact same thing here, regardless of if you made her mad during that social link or not. Well, I mean, Garrison fights for waifus. I'll see if anyone's saying anything new today. Well, I mean, you literally have. You have a new persona. This just reminds me of that one line from Persona Q, actually. That attempt to motivate. Oh boy, I should probably leave that line for when because I'm definitely going to do a playthrough of that game, but I should probably leave that line for them because that line is fantastic. It's an attempt to not make someone scared when they're in a dark room alone, but the way it's phrased just makes it so much worse. Not really. No, but Yarisu is perfect in every way. And you're still saying the same thing. So, tonight I feel like I might want to go back into Tartarus, but not for very long, just maybe to do that katana request. And what else do I need to? Is there anything else I need to do in Tartarus? Not really sure. I might want to get the team level up a little bit more. I'll have to look up exactly what level we should be for the next boss fight. I think based on how good our personas alone are, we should be fine. Like, Thor is great for the upcoming boss. I know that from experience. But I'll have to see. But I think we'll just go to Tartarus just for a little while, and then we'll just head back. Because it's only 10 days until the final operation begins. Gotta make sure that we're prepared. So, I'll see you next time.